You need to try and pick off the units as... Look at the shields on the mark.
All right, and we're on into game number 3 here. These two guys very evenly matched. Liquid Red are Zerg on the far right, and in the far left, we have SeleCT from Team Dignitas.
Yeah, man. These guys, both champions, no doubt about it. Both of them have countless tournament wins in StarCraft 2 and other games. And it's match 3, man. This is it. One of these two champions is going home. The other one is going on one step closer to being the IGN Pro League Season 2 champion.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this game turns out. I'm really excited. SeleCT is really impressing me with the openers he's using, and now he's controlling the map. Also, guys, I want to apologize for game number 2. I did not turn the unit tab on, production tab on. We were just commentating that away, and then as the game ended, I was like, oh.
It was too exciting, man. Too exciting indeed. So our map, Terminus Re, another huge map. I'm not too surprised that Rhett chose it. It's going to give him a lot of time to be able to expand around, take a lot of bases, make it a macro game, and that's exactly what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, this is, sort of the ideal map for somebody like Rhett. Now, SeleCT, he has good harass, he's good at pushing, but I feel like Rhett is a little bit stronger when it comes to defense. I haven't actually seen a Zerg that's quite as resilient in Korea or outside Korea as Rhett.
Yeah,
some of these games, he's really hammering away at his opponent, even when he's down or behind on bases.
Rhett's got snake blood, man.
He does.
He's an old school Zerg.
I mean, that snake probably wants his blood back, but no, dude. Not gonna happen.
That's Rhett's blood now.
It's his blood.
That's a terrible joke.
Sorry.
We have a hatchery first by Rhett, and just a barracks on the high ground by SeleCT. I'm interested to see if SeleCT is actually going to take it. It looks like he's just going to go a one barracks command center build. But from there, where is he going to go? That's the true question. Will he get double gas? Will he get double racks, double gas? Will he get a bunch of racks? Well, that's what I'm asking, man. Tell me,
We're
Tasis.
going to have to see Artosis. He's in the orbital right now, so there's a little bit of downtime here. Zerg can take a third base pretty quickly here, so that's another factor to keep in mind. And they're about as far apart as you can possibly be.
Yeah, this is, again, the biggest map in professional StarCraft 2 at the moment. And on these spots, that is going to be the furthest they can be. So this is going to be a situation that Rhett has to be happy with. You can't really get happier than this. So he's just going to have to block any sorts of pressure, any sorts of aggression, because it's going to be hard for SeleCT to actually do a full-on push across this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here we see the command center going down.
Ooh, it's command center and double gas. In fact, he's not going to get another barracks. So he is caught on. He's like, you know what? Rhett doesn't attack early. Rhett is a macro beast. He's a macro hound. He's a macro werewolf, a macro vampire. If you're a 13-year-old girl, maybe you want to hear that.
And maybe you'd be into that, you know.
Yeah. But going for tech and expand at the same time is a great thing to do against someone who is just so drone heavy and so passive.
Yeah, I think you're right, Artosis. Well, we have these Marines rallying out over here, and I think this different approach to this really indicates that SeleCT is a very adaptive player.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we saw with Phoenix, he was sort of doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, I'm Phoenix and I play like this, so here I come. Where I feel like SeleCT has actually been very carefully analyzing what his opponent's up to and responding.
That is the difference between the two. I mean, not taking anything away from Phoenix, he's a great player, but he hasn't won as much as SeleCT. And unless he becomes a little bit more adaptive like SeleCT, he may not end up doing so. So, I mean, that is the mark of a champion. Someone who can play not just the game, not just his own game, but his opponent as well.
Oh, look at that! That is
Slayer's
sexy
boxer action.
Look at that! That's going to keep the Marines safe in there.
Yeah.
So that way the Marine can control the Zeltnaga watchtower. You'd have to send a lot of Zerglings over there to get rid of that depot and then kill the Marine.
I mean, you're basically going to have to wait till Muta, realistically, or maybe a Hellion or something. Or, well, I guess Zerg isn't going to get a Hellion, is it?
Infested Hellions.
Yeah, man. You're basically going to have to wait until Mutas are out, so that's going to give him a really great scout out there. And I love that move. I love that. It's invented by Slayer's Boxer.
It's a very sexy move, is what it is. We need to see more of that, and I think we probably will as StarCraft 2 evolves. I mean, that's sort of ahead of an ahead of the curve kind of move.
Yeah.
There, but I like it.
Indeed. A factory is on the way. Stim as well, but only one factory, so it looks like he may just be rushing to medevacs. I can't say anything badly against it because Rhett right now, as we see, just going 3 base. Not really teching up so fast, no layer yet. He's just got Zergling speed on the way, and layer just starting now. Very little gas for Red. I'm sure that's going to change momentarily here, but the starport is going to get out before any Spire, and he's actually going to be pretty fine.
Yeah, and as you can see, the Overlord peeking in here, and he knows.
Yeah, that's basically going to tell him everything he needs to know.
So watch out for medevac drops.
Exactly.
That's what this build is. You do a fast expand, you go right into a medevac drop.
And that is Select style, if there is a Select style. This guy loves medevac harassment in pretty much every matchup. He rushes to it pretty much as quickly as he can, and we're just going to have to see if Rhett can hold that all off. I do think the answer is yes.
Looks like we have a drone moving out. He may attempt to expand here. Actually, no, it looks like he's going to expand further down towards the south.
Now, that'll be harder to stop drops in that location, but if Select doesn't find it for a little bit, if Rhett can get up some spines or something like that, it's going to be really awesome for Rhett. And look at that, a very quick third for Select as well. 36 SCVs to 64 drones, so wow. Rhett definitely with a better economy at the moment, but Select will catch up.
Yeah, especially if these drops are effective. He's going to kill a lot of drones. He's going to hurt the economy. He might take out a queen. He can take out creep tumors and overlords.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot of stuff to factor in with all that.
Well, the hatchery is going up at that 6 o'clock natural. Out comes the medevac, and remember, he has that Zergling watchtower, so he knows there's no Zerglings over here. You can just kind of fly there without Rhett knowing. Rhett is pushing that creep very, very well at the moment. Has a very nice creep connection. Look at that. I'm happy. Except between the main and natural, there's a little bit missing, but that's okay. I'll forgive him. Bandling Nest and Evolution Chamber going up. And it is time, Tasteless, to have some damage done.
Here he comes. He's going to scan. I love it. Very nice. Select's been doing this in every single game we've seen. Just denying Rhett any cryptors, but he's going to have to pick up. He's going to have to pick up.
That is a lot of Zerglings. 58 Zerglings out. Somehow. That is just so many Zerglings, Tasteless. And look at that, the Viking of Select again, as you were pointing out before, doing a great job moving some of these Overlords that are out there to scout for drops.
And as you can see, he's killing off a lot of Overlords here and there. The Zerg actually was supply blocked temporarily. Well, is supply blocked now. He was in the negative before, but this might continue in this way as he continues to drop and harass with that medevac and the Viking.
75 drones with 49 SCVs. Rhett has hit probably the level of drones that he wants. Of course, he could go up a little bit higher. We have seen Rhett from time to time hit 100 drones, but oftentimes it's right around in the 70s range. 11 mutas are on the way in. With those 58 lings, man, these 2 medevacs will be ended, so Select has to be very careful with them for now.
Yeah, everywhere in the world we've seen from Terran players, they get a little bit too comfortable continuing to medevac drop when they know eventually there's going to be Mutalisks on the map. I mean, there's no denying it. This is, and here you go. This could be bad, Artosis.
And he's going to drop him right there to really minimize Zergling damage. Beautiful move by Select. Beautiful move by Select. I am just so happy for him. That is awesome. And Rhett will end up cleaning up, but that was a badly intelligent right there, Tasteless.
That was really smart. Excuse me. Yeah, it was really intelligent. He could have lost a lot more quickly. Took out some Mutalisks, took out some Zerglings. Yes, ideally he would not have wanted to lose that medevac and the Marines, pull him out a little bit quicker, but in a situation like that, that's some very intelligent handling.
Yeah, these guys both just thinking on their feet, improvising as the game goes forward. Both of them need to move forward in the IGN Pro League. Both of them want to be the champions. Of course, last season, Select got very deep. I believe he ended up in third, if I recall correctly, losing to Hydra in both brackets. But, wow, man. He wants this revenge, and he is playing just like it. But Rhett is not to be denied. 159 supply to 104. How and when did that happen?
I don't know. It's like we see Rhett, holding off these little skirmishes, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, he's almost maxed out. Now here's what Red does so well. He flies into the main base, he starts attacking with mutas, and basically this is where Red really hits his element. It's usually right when he gets past about 150 supply. He just starts to take the map and use the mutas, and the Terran never gets to leave his home turf.
Yeah, and he's going to want to keep him in there as long as possible. Here comes some Zerglings as well. Tanks are not in siege mode, but they will go up, and he's going to want to run away! And he does, but loses a little group of Zerglings there. Now, he is making more and more mutas, upgrading his infestors, getting his hive going, getting another hatch, but a nice drop by Select down here on that extra base of Ret, losing quite a few drones, and the mutas will be able to clean that up. But some damage has been done. Good job by Select. Unfortunately, losing 10 supply here is going to be hurtful. It's 183 supply to 113 at the moment.
He has picked up the Marines. He's moving out now. Again, he's got to be careful. This has at least pulled the Mutalisks outside of Zerg's base. And he did soften up that hatchery. But he's going to have to keep this going unless he wants to have Ret back in the action, back in his base, damaging all of his units.
You see Ret taking a 5th base already. That means Select is going to need to either hit a timing or take another base of his own relatively soon. You got to be very wary about Zerg getting 2 bases out of you. Look at that, 97 drones. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Ret really into mine.
He is sending his mutas out here again, trying to make those Marines stim as much as possible. Nice job. Going for the tech lab here.
Taking out another tech lab. Not a huge deal. We do have the upgrades that he wants out of those right now. Probably won't see any Marauders this game unless it gets into some weird situation. Look at that. Nice drop at the 3rd base of Ret. Will take out this Baneling nest, and Baneling speed isn't done yet, so that's actually a little bit annoying for Ret. But another medevac will pay the price, the ultimate price, with its life.
That is death, Artosis.
Yeah.
Now, we see Red continuing to expand now here at the top, I guess you could say upper left side of the map. But, you know, Select, he's doing these drops, and that's great, but I don't know what he's expecting to accomplish with the mutas and the Zerglings out, and he's not sending several drops out at once.
Yeah, the thing is, with 95 drones, even if you kill 5 or 10 drones, first off, Ret doesn't care. Second off, he remakes them in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He has a lot of hatcheries right now. Now we see yet another drop. The one thing I do like is he is keeping Ret busy. There's no question about that. And did Ret see that? Yeah, I think he did. The mutas look to be flying up here, looking for that medevac.
They're flying up now. Can the medevac avoid him? It looks like, oh, wow. Talk about close.
Yeah, man.
He's escaped them for now, but,
Ooh.
you know, here's the problem is that if those mutas don't fly too far away, when the medevac does reveal itself, he's going to run that over.
And look at this, 33 more Banes on the way to join the 19 already out. That, Tasteless, is going to make 52 Banelings.
It's a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the medevac drop before.
Went right through that building.
That was close.
That was more than close.
Yes, it
That
was.
was a phantom building.
Now, there's too many mutas in the map. He does have a drop over here, but we'll see again. This is, I think, what, the 5th failed drop we've seen from Select.
He's not really doing very much with them right now, man. But his supply is steadily going up. He needs more bases, though. Ret is actually just making hatcheries everywhere at the moment. 169 supply to 200. 23 mutas out. Look at that. Sniping off a very important +1 attack for the mech units. And these Marines will be cleaned up by the Zerglings. Ret even has 2 infestors. They've been out for a while. They're going to be full energy. Very helpful later on in the game. Wow. Well, Baneling speed just finished it.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit scarier, Tosis. Red's continuing to crank out a lot of Mutalisks. He has a very solid army of Banelings and Zerglings and Infestors, which he hasn't even had to bother using yet. And, you know, look, Terran has been on 3 bases for way too long.
Quite true, but he is moving out. He realizes, hey, I need a 4th base. This is not going well. A lot of mutas going down for Ret there. He's got to be careful about that. Ret down at 185 supply against a 173 Select. Much more even supplies than earlier on in the game. Takes us a lot of siege tanks mixed in. So those Banelings and Infestors could have a very hard time against that.
Yeah, they certainly could. And take a look here, Artosis.
That's
we have the Greater Spire.
That thing has a lot of horns.
It does. It's looking a little intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking a little horny. No, but seriously, here we go. This attack is going to pick up here, and he wants to free up some supply for Corruptors here. Oh my god.
He does not even care what those Banelings hit Tasteless. He can take out the Siege Tanks because oh no, he had enough for a fungal growth, but he can fungal growth the Marines after he kills the Siege Tanks, and look at that. Broodlords and Ultralisk Cavern on the way, right out in the open, and a lot of Banelings being made. But Select just killed a huge chunk of Rhett's army and will punish him by taking out this base very easily.
And it looks like, as you can see here, Select does manage to punish the Zerg for controlling that location on the map, and now Terran has a fourth base here. Whoa,
wow.
maybe I spoke too soon. He's going to the top as well.
Zerg's do clean it up. Luckily for Rhett, he continues to mine gas from there. Gas is such an important thing for him right now. Basically, he's just making Infestors, Broodlords, and that Ultralisk Cavern. So he's going to have a very formidable force here. And is Select making any Vikings? I'm getting a little bit nervous for him. These Broodlords might be too much.
Yeah, I don't see any Vikings out right now, besides these two here. But I mean, I don't see like a fleet of them that are going to take on all this stuff that you can throw at him. Here comes another drop over here in the main, but again, Rhett seems to be everywhere at once. Select is doing a good job, but Rhett is the one who's continuously deflecting every attack.
Some Corruptors out as well to deal with these Vikings, but the Vikings fighting back very, very well. The Broodlord count has been reduced quite a bit. More Infestors walking in, though. More Broodlords coming as well. And Rhett is he is looking so strong, man. Even though Select has done a great job killing up so many bases, taking his fourth in a pretty timely manner, Rhett is just dealing a ton of damage.
I gotta hand it to Rhett. We didn't really get to see Select have any success with offense at all, but here he is now. He's just hammering away this planetary. His planetary, I think he could have killed it there had he stayed there. He looks like he's gonna back up for a minute. Marines are going to here. Maybe Select will reclaim this territory over here.
And those Marines going to take out the last Broodlord. Yes, just barely taken out. Now SCVs with a medevac fighting infested Terrans. You used to be my friend.
It's me. I'm human like you once were. Now, with these Banelings, he can actually just eradicate this expansion over here.
Yeah, he may want to just right-click it.
Yeah, just detonate all in that building. No way to repair that if you have that many Banelings blowing up that quickly on it.
Absolutely. Also, he has the Infestor, so he can stop the repairing with some fungals. Now, the combination is so obvious, Stasis. You have the Broodlords to make tanks on siege, everything else to kill the Marines. And here we go. Oh, down it goes. Loses a ton of Banes, though. Supply now 161 to 96. Right in the lead. And here come the Banelings! Killing off a good amount of Marines. And I don't know, man. It looks like Select may be dead.
Well, I don't see him coming back from this Artosis. He'd have to push all these Broodlords out with the Infestors and this endless stream of Zerg units. And from there, he'd have to reclaim that base while stopping Zerg from taking expansions all over the map. There's just no way, with the amount of options Zerg has, that somebody like Rhett is going to be beaten in this situation.
Quite true, Taste. It's quite true. And the Infestors coming down, not even casting their spells, his Marines being unbelievably cost efficient. But the Broodlings and Broodlords are too many. Even though they don't live a long time, they reproduce quickly. Just like mice.
They do just like rabbits, man. Rabbits do that too, man.
Yep.
Well, there's not really much else to say. I mean, this game is basically over. I have to say, though, both these guys were so evenly matched. Select really impressed me. The only problem he kept having was his inability to cope with the basically the beginning of what we would consider late game.
Yes.
Where he's like, well, now Zerg has a big scary army. I don't want to micro against that. I just want to keep dropping places.
Yeah, that's quite true. And Rhett he had too much. And GG, well played. Good luck from Select. Amazing series. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Tasteless and Artosis. Check out our t-shirts at thehandsomenerd.com and certainly check out the next round's matches.